I'm staring at the folder that I never should have touched, the one that holds the almost and the loved you way too much. There's a message from a Tuesday where I begged for you to stay, and a paragraph of sorry that I never sent your way. I'm reading through the versions of the life we didn't lead, watching every silver lining start to quietly recede. It's a digital museum of the things we didn't do, and a high-definition graveyard of the me inside of you. The cursor's just a heartbeat, blinking steady on the screen, in the hollowed-out vibration of the space in between. I'm reaching for the backspace, I'm reaching for the clear, but I'm terrified of living in a world where you aren't here. They're just deleted drafts of a beautiful mistake, the heavy, jagged rhythm of a heart about to break. I've written out the always, I've edited the now, but I can't find the ending, or the where, or the how. It's a trash can sanctuary, a discarded kind of grace, to be staring at the pixels of your vanished ghostly face. Yeah, the memory is a signal that I'm trying to trust in the deleted drafts of us. I found a scrap of poetry I was gonna let you see, back when forever was a window that was open wide for me. Now the syntax is all broken and the metaphors are cold, just like the happy ever after that we both were once told. I'm scrolling through the static of a half-forgotten thread, rereading every sentence that we ever should have said. But the link is officially broken and the screen is getting dim, and I'm still drinking coffee from your favorite chipped up rim. Is it a mercy or a murder to hit select all, to watch the architecture of our history fall? I'm a user not found, I'm a message not sent, a high definition version of where the forever went. If I empty out the folder, am I finally free? Or is the digital ghost the only thing left of me? They're just deleted drafts of a beautiful mistake, the heavy, jagged rhythm of a heart about to break. I've written out the always, I've edited the now, but I can't find the ending, or the where, or the how. It's a trash can sanctuary, a discarded kind of grace, to be staring at the pixels of trust in the deleted drafts of us. Confirm, delete. Are you sure? I can't take the us anymore. Just a file in the blue. Nothing left of me and you. Deleted drafts.
The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into a faint wince.
I'm cleaning out the hidden cache of a 3-year digital ghost, sifting through the pixels of the one I miss the most. There's a thumbnail of a memory where the colors used to bloom. Now it's just a static flicker in a cold and quiet room. I found a fragment of a video you recorded in the car, but the bitrate's getting lower and you feel so very far. The metadata tells me that the always has expired in the hollowed out vibration of a spirit that's gone tired. The red X on the message is a bleeding little scar. User not found is exactly who you are. I'm blowing on the motherboard, I'm searching for the spark, but I'm just collecting shadows in the middle of the dark. And it's just digital dust settling on the screen. The junk file remains of the space in between. I'm scrolling through the ruins of a forever turned to grid, watching the structural failure of every bit of it. It's a low resolution sorrow, a data-driven sting, to be holding on to nothing but it used to be thing. Yeah, the signal is buried in the hardware. Is it trust lost in the digital dust? I clicked the select all button just to see if I could do it, to wipe the slate and finally just putting myself through it. But the dialogue box is asking if I'm sure about the gone, while I'm shivering the silver light of another solo dawn. I'm archiving the heartache to a drive I'll never touch, the burden of a memory that I loved a bit too much. The cooling fan is screaming like the voice inside my head, rereading every sentence pixel that we ever should have said. Is it a mercy to hit delete and let the screen go black? To stop trying to pull a ghost through the screen back. The link is officially broken and the battery is dead, just like the hollowed out promise inside away. Offline is where I'll stay. Just a flicker, then the dark, losing the old ways, losing the spark. Digital dust. The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long low tune piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise. The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long low tune piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise. The stovetop's clicking like a nervous heart. I'm making the meal that was our favorite part. I chopped the onions till the stinging was real, a physical sting for the way that I feel. I pulled out the tablecloth, the one with the stain from the night we drank wine in the middle of rain. I've got the silver laid out in a row, but the chair across from me is nowhere to go. The timer is dying, the steam's on the glass. I'm watching the ghost of our forever past. I'm pouring 2 glasses, I'm lighting the wick, but the silence in here is starting to get thick. And it's dinner for none, a feast for a ghost, raising a glass to the one I miss most. The candles are weeping, the water is cold, just like the always that we both were told. I'm serving up shadows on a porcelain plate, in the high definition of being too late. Yeah, the kitchen is warm, but the spirit is done, in the quiet of a dinner for none. I found your old napkin tucked under the rim. The embroidery's faded, the edges are dim. I'm sitting here waiting for the click of the latch, for a spark of a life that I can't seem to match. The pasta is softening, the sauce is a blur, like the memory of the person you were. I'm talking to steam, I'm answering the air, asking the nothing if it's actually there. Is it a habit, or is it a sin to keep making room for the state that I'm in? I'm scraping the leftovers into the bin, wondering where the losing is supposed to begin. If I don't set the table, then you're really gone, and I don't think I'm ready for a solo lit dawn. Cause it's dinner for none, a feast for a ghost, raising a glass to the one I miss most. The candles are weeping, the water is cold, just like the always that we both were told. I'm serving up shadows on a porcelain plate, in the high definition of being too late. Yeah, the kitchen is warm, but the spirit is done, in the quiet of a dinner for none. Blow out the flame, clear away the glass, waiting for the us to finally pass. Just a chair in the dark, not a soul, not a spark. Dinner for none. Dinner for none. I'm standing in the hallway where the wallpaper is peeling, staring at the cord like it's holding up the ceiling. I picked up the receiver just to hear a living sound, but the heavy hollow silence is the only thing I've found. I dial the 7 digits that I used to know by heart, before the structural failure tore the always all apart. But there's no ringing signal and there's no voice on the line, just the static and the rubble of a heartbeat that was mine. The operator's gone to sleep, the wires are all cut, and the window to your spirit is officially shut. I'm reaching for a frequency that's buried in the dust, in the low evolution ruins of a broken-hearted trust. And it's a disconnected dial tone tonight, flickering like static in the sympathetic light. A monotone goodbye, a user not found, waiting for a heartbeat that'll never hit the ground. I'm talking to the vacuum, I'm listening to the dead, drowning in the echo of the things we never said. Yeah, the link is officially broken, and the signals turn to stone in this disconnected dial tone. I found an old voice note from a Tuesday in July, back before the resolution started to wither and die. You said I'll be home soon, with a shiver in your breath. Now it's just the soundtrack for this digital death. I'm scrolling through the archives, I'm clearing out the cache, but the internet remembers every single heavy crash. I'm holding on to plastic while the room begins to chill, and the world is moving on, but the dial is standing still. Is it a mercy to let the line go cold, to stop waiting for the maybe and the hollow stories told? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite in debt, to the realm, the secrets and the digital regret. If I hang it on the hook, am I finally free? Or is the static the only thing left of me? Disconnected soul, staring at the edges of a bottomless hole. Just a flicker, then the hush, losing the always in the crush. Disconnected. The sound of a dial-up tone that warps and slows down until it becomes a low, steady and etching and high. The rain is tapping on the glass, like it's asking me to let it in. I'm watching all the people pass while I'm wearing your old sweater thin. I've been staring at the same blank wall, projecting movies of your smile. I haven't moved an inch at all in what feels like a country mile. The coffee's cold, the sky is lead. I'm building castles in my head where you didn't leave and I didn't cry, and we never had to say goodbye. I'm lost in these dreary daydreams where nothing is quite what it seems. The sun is a ghost and the clouds are a shroud, and I'm calling your name out loud to a crowd of shadows and echoes and what if regrets, the kind of a fever that never forgets. Scene, changing the words that we spoke. I'm painting the gray into green before the whole promise broke. But the thunder rolls in like a truth, and the fantasy starts to dissolve. I'm losing the glow of my youth to a problem I'll never solve. Is it a daydream or is it a cage? I'm stuck on the very last page. If I stop imagining, then you're really gone, and I don't think I'm ready for the dawn. I'm lost in these dreary daydreams where nothing is quite what it seems. The sun is a ghost and the clouds are a shroud. Cloudy visions, blurry eyes, underneath these heavy skies. It's just a dream, it's just a lie, another dream day goes by. I'm standing in the garden where the shovels used to lean, but the earth is cracked in silver and the grass is never green. I'm tracing out the letters of your name upon the glass, watching every vivid part of our history pass. The coffee's getting cold, but I haven't moved a limb, staring at the shadows where the light is getting dim. I found your old canteen in the bottom of a drawer. a hollow sounding witness to what isn't anymore. The wind is a hammer, the heat is a blade, cutting through the sanctuary that we together made. I'm reaching for a signal that's drowning in the dust, in the hollowed out vibration of a broken-hearted trust down. I'm just living through a drought of affection tonight, flickering like static in the synthetic light. One drop for the maybe, 10 miles for the gone, watching the always just gradually decay. My spirit is parched, my spirit is dry, searching for the redemption in a dead and heavy sky. Yeah, the link is officially broken and the wells run dry inside the slow motion shiver of this drought of affection. Found an old photo in the hidden folder cache, back from the morning before the final crash. Your smile is a mirage, your hair is a blur, just a low-res byproduct of the person you were. I'm scrolling through the ruins of a neon-colored trust, turning all the pixels into silver and dust. The battery is dying and the signal is dead, just like the hollowed-out promise in my muscle and bone. Is it a mercy to let the garden burn, to stop the oscillation and the lessons never learned? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite in debt to the read receipts and the digital regret. If I clear the cache, am I finally free, or is the dust the only thing left of me? Drying out in the blinding light, turning stone in the middle of the night. Just a flicker in the hush, just living through a drought of affection tonight, flickering like static in the synthetic light. One drop for the maybe, 10 miles for the gone, watching the always just graduate decay. My spirit is parched, my spirit is dry, searching for the redemption in a dead and heavy sky. Yeah, the link is officially broken and the wells run dry inside the slow motion shiver of this drought of affection. I'm standing in the kitchen, but the floor is made of glass, watching every pixel of our history pass. The coffee's getting cold, but I haven't taken a breath, staring at the digital ghost of this slow and steady death. I found your old charger tucked behind the nightstand drawer, a tiny plastic witness to what isn't anymore. It wasn't a crash and it wasn't a shout, just the heavy rising pressure of a hollowed out doubt. The horizon is sinking, the air is getting thin. I don't know where the losing's supposed to begin. The signal is jumping, the signal is weak, and the hush is louder than the words I can speak. And I'm just drowning on dry land tonight, choking on the gone, watching the low-res shimmer of another lonely dawn. Yeah, the link is officially broken, and the current's in defiance underneath the crushing weight of drowning on dry land. I found an old photo in the hidden folder cache, back from the morning before the final crash. Your smile is a wave, your hair is a blur, just a low-res byproduct of the person you were. I'm scrolling through the ruins of a neon-colored trust, turning all the pixels into silver and dust. The battery is dying and the signal is dead, just like the hollowed out promise in my muscle and bone. Is it a mercy to let the water rise, to stop waiting for the maybe and the hollow in your eyes? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite in debt to the read receipt and the digital regret. If I clear the cache, am I finally free? Or is the rubble the only thing left of me? Sinking in the blinding light, falling in the middle of the night, just a flicker, then the hush. Drowning on dry land.
The sound of bubbling water that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise.
I'm standing in the kitchen, but the water's at my knees, and the air is getting thinner with every darling please. I've been treading in the silence of this hollowed out hallway, watching all our Sundays just drift and float away. You're a lighthouse in the distance, but the light is burning out, and I'm swallowed by the pressure of a cold and quiet doubt. I'm reaching for the surface, but the ceiling's made of lead, and I'm suffocating under all the words we never said. There's no splash, there's no struggle, there's no salt in my eyes, just the steady, heavy rising of 1,000 quiet lies. I'm losing my perspective, I'm losing all my weight in the gravity of sorry and a little bit too late. And I'm just drowning slowly in a sea of blue and gray, watching every bit of us start to wash It's a gentle kind of sinking, a peaceful kind of pain, to be lost inside the rhythm of the falling heavy rain. I'm a heartbeat in a vacuum, I'm a bubble in the deep, guarding all the secrets that I promised I would keep. Yeah, the shore is getting smaller, and the oxygen is lonely in the silence of the woman man who's drowning slowly. I found your silver locket at the bottom of the sink. It's an anchor made of memories that doesn't let me think. I'm breathing in the static, I'm swallowing the stay, while the current pulls the better parts of you and I away. The walls are getting blurry, and the lights are getting dim. I'm a shipwreck in a bottle, and I've forgotten how to swim. It's a high definition hollow, a structural despair, to be looking for a heartbeat when there's nothing, nothing there. Is it a mercy or a murder to let the water rise, to see the always fading in the reflection of your eyes? I'm not fighting for the air, I'm not fighting for the light, I'm just letting go of everything in the middle of the night. The pressure's getting perfect, the quiet's getting loud, and I'm just drowning slowly in a sea of blue and gray, watching every bit of us start to wash away. It's a gentle kind of sinking, I'm shouting your name at the kitchen tiles, just to measure the distance and goes to miles. The sound hits the stove and it bounces back thin, like the high voltage state of the spirit I'm in. I'm standing dead center in the living room rug, reaching for the phantom of a once steady hug. I'm sending out pings to the corners of the hall, waiting for a sorry to break from the wall. The coffee is cold and the signal is weak. The silence is louder than the words I can speak. I'm a heartbeat in a vacuum, a flicker in the dark, searching for the warmth of a long extinguished spark. And I'm using echolocation to find where you went, tracing the space where our always was spent. But the waves just return with a hollowed out sound of a love that is buried in the cold, quiet ground. I'm mapping the nothing, I'm charting the blue, finding the shape of the hole left by you. Yeah, the heart is a radar that's losing its station, lost in the rhythm of echolocation. I found your old watch in the back of a drawer, but the ticking doesn't sound like it did anymore. It's a rhythmic reminder that the timing was wrong. I'm a curse of mistake in a beautiful song. I'm whistling a tune that we hummed in the car, watching the frequency travel too far. If I hear a vibration, if I feel a soft hum, does it mean that the better is finally come? Is it a haunting or a stationary, this place where the Sundays go to bury? I'm clicking my tongue, I'm snapping my bone, trying to prove I'm not truly alone. But the feedback is jagged, the feedback is deep, like a secret I'm physically forced to keep. 'Cause I'm using echolocation to find where you went, tracing the space where our always was spent. But the waves just return with a hollowed out sound of a love that is buried in the cold, quiet ground. I'm mapping nothing, I'm charting the blue, finding the shape of the hole left by you. Yeah, the heart is a radar that's losing its station, lost in the rhythm of echolocation. Is there anybody there? Just a ping in the blue, just an echo. Yeah, echo location. The sound of a sonar pin, the drum beat slows down and lowers in pitch until it becomes a steady drum. I'm standing where the carpet shows the dent to where you stood. a ghost of your reflection in the polish of the wood. I find myself still listening for the rattle of your keys, but the only thing that answers is a cold and quiet breeze. I try to move the boxes, but the corners are too sharp. They're picking at the rhythms of a broken-hearted harp. I'm pacing out the inches of the always that we planned, with a map of all the nevers held in a shaking hand, of the shadow on the wallpaper that won't wash away, a silhouette of yesterday in a room of dusty gray. I'm shouting at the ceiling, but the words just hit the floor, and I'm drowning in the distance of a wide and open door. And they're just echoes in an empty hall tonight, dancing in the flicker of a single dying light. One step for the memory, two steps for the pain, in the hollowed out vibration of the falling heavy rain. It's a long and lonely melody, a symphony of gone, as I'm swaying with the silence till the break of the dawn. Yeah, the heart is a cathedral where the quiet starts to crawl, in the solitary rhythm of the echoes in the hall. I found a single bobby pin beside the bathroom sink. It's a tiny silver anchor that won't let me even think. I'm staring at the closet where your jackets used to hang, remembering the lyrics to the songs we used to sing. Now the hangers are all rattling like bones against the wire, and the kitchen is a graveyard for a cold and dead desire. I'm a tenant of the nothing, I'm a curator of grief, looking for a moment of a temporary relief. Is it a haunting or a sanctuary? This place where all the always go to bury the girl boy that I used to be before you walked out. I'm losing my own voice to a beautiful deep doubt. If I scream in the vacuum, does the sound ever end? Or does it just loop back to the I'm sorry, my friend? And they're just echoes in an empty hall tonight, dancing in the flicker of a single dying light. One step for closing an empty hole.
The sound of a distant door clicking shut, followed by a long natural reverb that fades into absolute silence.
I'm standing still in the kitchen light, but the walls are spinning out of sight. 1 minute I'm fine, I'm breathing deep. The next time a mountain jagged and steep. The memory of you is a high-speed train blasting through the tunnels of my brain. I'm reaching for a handle, a steady rail, but my grip is shaking and my heart is frail. The room is tilting, the floor is glass. I'm watching the ghost of our future past. I can't find the horizon, I can't find the floor since you walked your shadow out the door. I've got emotion sickness from the way you left me in the dark. Second I'm over the witness, the next I'm chasing a dying spark. It's a roller coaster, maybe you know, a dizzying high and a crushing low. I'm nauseous from the us that I'm trying to lose, bruised by the rhythm of the heartbreak blues. The scent of your jacket is a sudden swerve. It hits every aching open nerve. I'm driving in circles, I'm losing the track, trying to go forward but looking back. The world is a blur of faces and names, but I'm stuck in the flicker of old cold flames. I try to stand up but the gravity's wrong, like I'm trapped in the bridge of a tragic song. Stop the ride, let me off at the gate. I'm tired of the tilt and the heavy weight of loving you still while you're already gone, of swaying in the dark till the break of dawn. Everything's moving too fast to see what's left of the person I used to be. I've got emotion sickness from the way chasing a dying spark. It's a roller coaster, maybe you know, a dizzying high and a crushing low. I'm nauseous from the us that I'm trying to lose, bruised by the rhythm of the heartbreak blues. Spinning, still spinning. The end feels just like the beginning. I'm losing my balance, I'm losing my head. The room is moving, but I'm cold in bed. Motion sickness, just let it stop. A fine business that cuts off abruptly. Standing in the center of a quiet, hollow room, picking up the pieces in the afternoon gloom. There's a shattered glass reflection of the way we used to be, and a heavy salt-stained shadow hanging over me. blueprints for forever are scattered on the floor next to the box of things you don't want anymore. I'm reaching for a lifeline, but I'm finding only dust in the rusted out remains of a broken kind of trust. There was no siren, there was no flare, just the sudden freezing weight of the empty air. I'm checking for a pulse in the middle of the mess, but I'm losing all the more to a little bit of less. And I'm just emotional wreckage drifting out to sea, looking for the person I'm supposed to be. I'm a tangled up mess of why and not yet, the high definition version of a deep regret. You're the storm that passed, I'm the shoreline that broke, choking on the words that we never quite spoke. Yeah, the heart is ruined, a tragic heritage. I'm just living emotional wreckage. I found a scrap of paper with your handwriting on it, a grocery list that reads like a funeral sonnet. Milk, bread, and honey from a Tuesday in May before the sky turned black and you headed away. I'm sorting through the static, I'm sifting through the pride, trying to find a place where the yes can still hide. But the beams are all twisted and the windows are gone, and I'm shivering alone in the break of the dawn. Is it a salvage mission or a total loss? How do I calculate the final jagged cost? I'm pulling at the rebar, I'm digging through the stone, but I'm finding that the always was a hollowed out loan. And I'm just emotional wreckage drifting out to sea, looking for the person I'm supposed to be. I'm a tangled up mess of why not yet, the high definition version of a deep regret. You're the storm that passed, I'm the shoreline that broke, choking on the words that we never quite spoke. Yeah, the heart is ruined, a tragic heritage. I'm just living emotional wreckage. Yeah, like a city of glass, waiting for the feeling to finally pass. Just a fragment, just a spark in the emotional wreckage.
The sound and the fingers, the sun and electric, the final twisted to air, slowly in the break of the dawn.
The streetlights flickering, a rhythm I don't know. Watching all the lucky people find a place to go. I'm walking past the diner where we used to hide from rain, but now the neon sign just highlights every bit of pain. The pavement's cold and silver under a hollow, heavy moon, and I'm whistling the ghost of our favorite summer tune. Every corner that I turn is a memory in disguise, a sharp and jagged remember that's hidden both my eyes. The traffic's just a whisper, the city's gone to sleep, but I'm keeping all the promises that we couldn't keep. I'm a shadow in the crosswalk, I'm a flicker in the park, searching for a home in the middle of the dark. And I'm walking through the empty streets of what we used to be, where every open window looks like you and looks like me. There's no one on the sidewalk, there's no one on the line, just the echo of a heartbeat that I used to call mine. It's a wide and lonely silence, a concrete kind of blue, finding every alleyway that leads me back to you. Yeah, the map is all distorted and the compass is retreats, lost inside the rhythm of these empty streets. I saw a yellow taxi pulling over by the square, and for a split second, I thought that you were there, but it's just another stranger with a suitcase and a plan. While I'm just a ghost of a broken-hearted man, woman, the park bench where we carved our names is covered up in frost, a tiny wooden monument to everything we lost. I'm tracing out the letters with a shaking purple hand, trying to understand the things I'll never understand. If I walk far enough, will I reach the city limit, where the air is fresh and clear and there isn't us within it? Or am I just a prisoner of the grit and of the stone, destined to be crowded even when I'm all alone? The sirens in the distance sound like they're calling out my name, but they're only singing sorry for a cold and quiet shame. And I'm walking through the empty streets of what we used to be, where every open window looks like you and looks like me. There's no one on the sidewalk, there's no one on the line, just the echo of a heartbeat that I used to call mine. It's a wide and lonely silence, a concrete kind of blue, finding every alleyway that leads me back to you. Yeah, the map is all distorted and the compass is retreats, lost inside the rhythm of these empty streets. Nothing but the wind and the sound of my own feet, nothing but the always that ended in defeat. Just a street lamp, just a blur of the person that you were. Empty streets. The sound of distant city traffic fading into a single basement. standing on the shoreline of a memory, watching the tide pull thee always out to sea. We used to be a mountain, we used to be a stone, but the waves of the maybe left me all alone. It wasn't a crash, and it wasn't a shout, just the slow, steady washing of digital doubt. The foundation is shifting, the foundation is thin, and I don't know where the losing is supposed to begin. The sand is in the sheets and the salt is in the air, tracing the outline of you not being there. The cliffside is crumbling, the view is a ghost, watching the sinkhole of the one I miss the most. And it's just the erosion of us, a beautiful mess, taking the more and turning it to less. The wind is a hammer, the rain is a blade, cutting through the sanctuary that we together made, a grain at a time, a pixel by pixel, watching the always start to wither and trickle. Yeah, the link is officially broken, and the structure is dust in the slow motion wreckage of the erosion of us. I found an old photo buried under the grid of the night that we promised to make a go of it. But your smile is all grainy, the colors are tan, just a faded out byproduct of a broken-hearted plan. The edges are jagged, the contrast is low, watching the vivid parts start to let go. I'm polishing the gun till it starts to shine, like a vintage bottle of bitter regrets. Is it a mercy? Let the ground fall away, to stop waiting for the maybe, and the please just stay. I'm offline and drifting, a satellite and dead, to the read receipts and the digital regret. If I clear the cache, am I finally free? Or is the rubble the only thing left of me? Washing away, pixel by pixel, losing the always in the slow motion trickle. Just a flicker watching the edges of my hands go translucent, like a photograph left in the glare of the sun. I'm becoming a version of used to and wasn't, before the hard work of the day has begun. Your name on my tongue is starting to pixel. The taste of your skin is a ghost in the grain. I'm a sketch in the margins, a smudge of a pencil, washed out by the steady descent of the rain. I tried to hold on to the weight of your sweater, but the wool is dissolving right under my touch. I thought that the distance would make it all better, but I didn't think I would vanish this much. 'Cause I'm fading in real time, losing my color, turning to static and smoke in the air. Every heartbeat is quieter, everyday duller, as I become someone who's no longer there. I'm a frame with no picture, a song with no rhyme, just a slow disappearance, a victim of time. Don't look too close or you'll see the design of a man, woman fading in real time. The neighbors walk by and they don't even flicker. Their eyes pass right through where I'm standing in line. The clock on the mantle is ticking much quicker, while I'm losing the me that was once part of mine. I looked in the mirror and saw the wallpaper, the roses and vines where my face used to be. I'm nothing but mist, I'm a cooling vapor. The less that you love me, the less there is of me. It's not a quick exit, it's not a grand ending. It's 1,000 small moments of unbecoming. I'm a broken signal that stopped its contending, just a faint distant echo of rhythmic drumming. Yeah, I'm fading in real time, losing my color, turning to static and smoke in the air. Every heartbeat is quieter, every day duller, as I become someone who's no longer there. I'm a frame with no picture, a song with no rhyme, just a slow disappearance, a victim of time. Don't look too close or you'll see the design of a man fading in real time. Gone. I'm just a shadow on the lawn. Can you see through me yet? I'm your favorite regret, fading. keys are on the counter by the mail. The air inside this hallway's turning stale. I've memorized the way the floorboards creak, but I've run out of words I need to speak. I'm looking at the photo in the hall, the one where we were standing 10 feet tall. Now I'm shrinking in the shadow of the door, knowing I won't walk through it anymore. My hand is on the cold and heavy latch. One final spark, one dying little match. I'm breathing in the scent of cedar wood, and wishing that the always actually stood. It's a final farewell, a long and low goodbye, with a heavy heart and a cloudy graying sky. I'm leaving the ghost of the girl boy I used to be, in the house that's no longer a home for you and me. No more see you laters, no more wait and see, just the closing of a door on a painful history. It's the end of the line, the ringing of the bell, in this cold and quiet final farewell. I see you through the window in the yard. I didn't think that leaving was this hard. You're staring at the garden we both made, watching all the summer colors start to fade. I wanna run and tell you it's a lie, to catch the us before it has to die. But my feet are moving toward the gravel drive, away from the only thing that made me feel alive. One look back and the engine starts to hum, to the steady, hollow beating of a drum. I'm driving toward a town I don't yet know, with a trunk full of the things I can't let go. Is it a mercy or a slow and steady bleed, to give each other exactly what we need? It's a final farewell, a long and low goodbye, with a heavy heart and a cloudy graying sky. I'm leaving the ghost of the girl boy I used to be, in the house that's no longer a home for you and me. No more see you laters, no more wait and see, just the closing of a door on a painful history. It's the end of the line, the ringing of the bell, in this cold and quiet final farewell. The taillights are fading into the mist, to the lips that I've loved and the soul that I've kissed. Goodbye to the kitchen, goodbye to the hall, goodbye to the us, goodbye to it all. Final farewell. The sound of a car driving away on wet pavement, fading into a single low shallow note. The sound of a car driving away on wet pavement,
I'm standing in the aisle of a 24-hour store, looking for the reasons I don't live here anymore. The hum of the coolers is a low, steady drone, a mechanical witness to me being alone. The linoleum is shining like a cold white sea, reflecting a version of a ghost that used to be. I'm holding a carton of the milk you used to like, while the silence hits me harder than a lightning strike. There's no sunset here, just a buzzing in the brain, a high voltage flicker for a low voltage pain. The clock on the wall is a circle of stone in the middle of the always that I've outgrown, and I'm just living in a fluorescent morning. No soft purple shadows, no silver line warning. Everything's sharp and everything's bright in the clinical hollow of a grocery store night. I'm a spill on the floor that nobody sees, brought to my static-filled shaking knees. Yeah, the heart is a ruin that the light is adorning in the steady white hum of a fluorescent morning. I found a stray receipt in the pocket of my coat, a faded out sentence that we never quite wrote. It says 2 for 1 on a Tuesday in March, before the whole forever started to parch. Now the overhead panels are a jury of glass, watching the minutes of my losing past. I'm breathing in the ozone in the center of the floor, waiting for the us that isn't coming through the door. Is it a sanctuary or a surgical ward? This place where the memories are all I afford. I'm looking for maybe in the discount bin, wondering where the sorry is supposed to begin. The light is so heavy, the light is so thin, it's peeling the spirit right off of my skin. 'Cause I'm just living in a fluorescent morning. No soft purple shadows, no silver line warning. Everything's sharp and everything's bright in the clinical hollow of a grocery store night. I'm a spill on the floor that nobody sees, brought to my static-filled shaking knees. Yeah, the heart is a ruin that the light is adorning in the steady white hum of a fluorescent morning. Buzz and the flicker, the static is getting a little bit thicker, just a barcode in the blue, losing the me, like bound to you, fluorescent morning. The sound of a distant cash register dings, followed by a high-pitched electronic hum that slowly fades into silence. I'm tracing the outline of where the mirror hung, back when the songs of forever were sung. The rectangular patch of a shade more bright is a mocking reminder in the morning light. I move the armchair, but the carpet is pressed with the weight of a person who's no longer a guest. I'm pacing the perimeter, 10 feet by 12, into the stories I'm forbidden to delve. The drywall is porous, it's soaked up your name. It's holding the heat of a vanished out flame. I'm leaning my forehead against the cold paint, watching the always grow blurry and faint. And I'm just trapped inside four walls and a memory, in a house that's become a beautiful enemy. The ceiling is heavy, the floorboards are thin. I don't know where us ends and lonely begins. It's a structural sorrow, a high ceiling grief, with no open window to grant me relief. Yeah, the world is outside, but the door is a sentry inside these four walls and a memory. I found a stray scuff mark down by the base, from the night that we danced in this very same space. I should probably scrub it, I should probably heal, but it's the only part left that is jagged and real. The kitchen is echoing, the click of the stove, a hollowed out version of the treasure we wove. I'm a prisoner of plaster, a captive of pine, guarding a border that's no longer mine. If I paint them all over in a different hue, will I still see the silhouette of the me and the you? Or are the foundations just built on the gone, like a shadow that lingers long after the dawn? I'm checking the corners for a secret small crack, anything to lead me to the before and the back. 'Cause I'm just trapped inside four walls and a memory, in a house that's become a beautiful enemy. The ceiling is heavy, the floorboards are thin. I don't know where us ends and lonely begins. It's a structural sorrow, standing in the kitchen, but I'm looking through my hands like a faded map of some unfamiliar lands. The coffee's getting cold, but I haven't taken a sip. Watching the silver lining start to pixelate and slip. I see your old toothbrush sitting lonely by the sink, and I skip the part of me that has to stop and think. I'm leaving calls on red, I'm ignoring every knock, just a prisoner of the silence and a stopped up heavy clock. The notifications are piling up like leaves against the door, but I don't recognize the person they're searching for anymore. I'm a user not found in my own hollowed out skin, wondering where the forgetting is supposed to begin. And I'm just ghosting my own life tonight, fading from the mirror in the morning light. I'm not picking up, I'm not checking in, just a static filled version of the state that I'm in. You left without a word, so I'm vanishing too, until there's nothing left of me that belongs to the you. It's a high definition hollow, a digital goodbye. I'm ghosting my own life, and I'm not even sure why. I walked past the cafe where we used to waste the day, and I kept my head down as I turned the other way. I'm deleting the drafts of the things I meant to say, while the better parts of us just gradually decay. I found an old photo in a folder marked as private, but I can't feel the heat or the vibration of the light at it. I'm archiving the posts, I'm muting the pain, drowning in the static and the rhythm of the rain. Is it a mercy to let the signal die, to stop trying to answer the hollow in your eye? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite in bay, to the red receipts and the digital regret. I'm fading to black, I'm leaving the room, ghosting the me that you left in the gloom. 'Cause I'm just ghosting my own life tonight, fading from the mirror in the morning light. I'm not picking up, I'm not checking in, just a static filled version of the state that I'm in. You left without a word, so I'm vanishing too, until there's nothing left of me that belongs to the you. It's a high definition hollow, a digital goodbye. I'm ghosting my own life, and I'm not even sure why. Logged out to live, disconnected soul, staring at the edges of a bottomless hole. No more pings, no more vibrations, so just the silence of my own demolition. Ghosting my own life. The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise. staring at the video on my phone, where you're laughing in a kitchen all alone. But the image freezes right before you turn, a digital reminder of a bridge I had to burn. The audio is skipping on the part where you said stay. I stutter in the silence of a Tuesday in May. I'm refreshing the memory, but the pixels are torn in the high definition ruins of a love that's been shorn. The signal is jumping, the frame rate is slow, watching the vivid parts of us start to go. I'm a user not found in a hollowed out thread, rereading every pixel that we ever should have said. And it's a glitch in the goodbye tonight, flickering like static in the synthetic light. I can't find the ending, I can't find the close in the jagged edge geometry that nobody knows. Typing bubbles dance and then they disappear. A digital haunting of a crystal clear fear. You're frozen in a frame where you're reaching for my hand, in a 4G paradise we together had planned. But the code is corrupted, cache is a mess, a low-resolution version of our deepest distress. I'm buffering the memory, I'm lagging in the grief, looking for a patch to grant a moment of relief. Is it a mercy to let the screen go black, to stop trying to pull the yesterday back? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite in debt to the raid receipts in the glitchy regret. If I empty the trash, am I finally free? Or is the static the only thing left of me? 'Cause it's a glitch in the goodbye tonight, flickering like static in the synthetic light. I can't find the ending, I can't find the close in the jagged edge geometry that nobody knows. We're stalling forever, we're broken down us, turning all the pixels to silver and dust. Turning link is officially broken and the sync is all off in this glitch in the goodbye.
The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise.